Hey guys, and welcome. My name is Elizabeth, and thank you for joining me for our Pilates session this morning. We don't really need any props. My one suggestion is that if you have kind of a harder surface floor and your knees are sensitive, you might want to use a blanket or a large towel under your knees for times when we would be on all fours. Otherwise, you don't need anything else. So let's get started. We're going to start actually in child's pose. Go ahead and sink back your hips towards your heels. Go ahead and reach your arms forward. Arms either stretch forward, or you could also just stack your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. Either way. Take just a few deep breaths here. And then we'll lift our head just a little bit. And as you exhale, we'll start to take our hands over to the right side. Shift those hips a little bit more to the left. Take a few deep breaths. Breathing all down the left side body. Bring our hands back to center. And then walk them to the left. Shift the hips to the right. A few deep breaths. And then walk your hands back to center. Go ahead and rise up onto all fours. And then we'll make sure our knees and our feet are just about hips distance apart here. And we're actually going to move through a little bit of a dynamic twist. So as you inhale, sweep the right arm up and twist your chest towards the right. And as you exhale, we'll weave that arm, reaching those fingertips through. And then we inhale back up so we don't actually drop all the way down onto our right shoulder. We keep moving. Inhale to open. And exhale to close and twist. Let's do two more. One more. And then back to center. And this time we move to the other side. So inhale the left arm up and exhale, reaching through. Got three more. Two. And one. And back to center. Good. All right, so we're still staying on all fours. We'll move through a few cat and cows. So as you inhale, we start to drop the belly. Draw the shoulder blades together. Lift the gaze. As you exhale, round the back, chin to the chest. And then just continue moving with your own breath. And as you're continuing to move, we'll start actually activating those deep abdominal muscles, that transverse abdominis. So every time you exhale, pull the belly in, drawing the navel to the spine as tight as you can. You take another inhale and exhale. Pull the belly in. We'll do the few more times. And you could even exhale out the mouth. Let's do two more. And one more. And come back to center. So we keep that engagement, we keep drawing the belly in. Let's walk our hands forward just a little bit, setting up for a down dog. Curl the toes under, lift the hips. So let's take our time here. So especially if the backs of the legs, the calves, or the hamstrings are tight, you might want to just bend and straighten one leg at a time. Or you could bend and straighten both legs. I always find I need a little extra time here. So we're keeping the belly pulled in, and then we shift the weight into plank. And it's that same action. Exhale out the mouth, lift the belly in even tighter as you shift back to down dog. So it sounds like this. Inhale, exhale. Inhale to plank, exhale. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Find plank once more, and let's actually hold here for just a moment, and we could even tap the knees down. We're not really moving the hips, just those lower legs. So we inhale to tap, and exhale to extend. Let's do 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release all the way onto your belly. Take a moment just to rest. So you could stack your hands, rest your head on your hands, take a few deep breaths. Let's move into a little cobra. So we'll slide our hands under our shoulders, fingertips pointing straight ahead, elbows draw in towards our waist. Press the tops of the feet down, pull the belly in, of course, and as you inhale, without using your hands, we start to lift the chest, the chin. Hands are just gently resting on the floor for now. Take a few breaths. And release. Press one cheek to the mat, arms by your sides. Take a few breaths. All right, we'll do one more little exercise on our belly. In fact, I'm going to scooch back a little bit so that I have space for my arms. So, same idea. We pull the belly in, we start to lift. No hands, we lift the hands as well. We lift the feet as well. We keep the back of the neck long, so our gaze is maybe more towards the floor in front of the mat. Turn the thumbs up. We start to reach the arms forward. We might not straighten them all the way. We probably won't, because we keep our shoulder blades drawn down our back, and the tops of the shoulders are away from the ears, so we have space here. As you exhale, we pull the elbows downward. Feel those shoulder blades slide down. As you inhale, reach forward, and exhale, pull back. Let's do 6 more. 5 more. Squeeze. 4 more. Squeeze. 3, 2, 1. Now reach your arms forward and hold. So we're really working those postural muscles here. Now if this bothers your neck or your shoulders, you could always bring your arms wider, maybe into a Y or even into a T. So whatever feels good for your neck, feels right for your shoulder. We'll hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Arms by your sides, press that other cheek to the mat. Take a few breaths. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll actually just flip onto our back. And then once you're on your back, take a moment to pull the knees into the chest. And any movement that you like here, you could rock from side to side, or you could even stir circles with your knees in one direction. Just getting a little massage for your low back. You can switch the direction. Let's extend the legs up in the air. All right. We'll have our fingertips just gently resting behind our ears, cupping our head. We're not pulling here, okay? They're just gently resting because we're working into a little bit of a crunch. So we pull the belly in, we use our abdominal muscles to lift our upper body off the floor, and we inhale down. Exhale. Inhale down. And again, I like to exhale out of my mouth sometimes, especially when I'm getting tired. We're only going to go for 4 more of these. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. This time the arms come by your side, and then we'll do a single leg stretch here. So we can keep our head down, stretch that right leg out long as you lower the leg just to hover, and exhale, back up. And then we switch legs. So we inhale the left leg down, stretching it out long, exhale to lift. So we could stay with these alternating leg raises. We could also, if you wanted to add a little bit more spice, I should say, we lower that leg, we lift, and then we take a little reverse crunch. All right, we're lifting the hips and kind of trying to kick the feet to the ceiling, not back towards the head, but towards the ceiling. So we're switching sides and lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Let's do 5 more each side. Four more. Good. 3 more. 2. And last one. And lift. Okay, next one. We bring our fingers behind our head again. All right, so we'll have 2 options here. The first option is we could have our left leg resting on the floor, either bent or straight. I'll show mine bent, just a demo. And then as you exhale, we curl up. We're doing a little oblique crunch. So we're curling up and twisting to the right, and then just coming back down. And down. Now, if you, again, wanted to add a little bit more spice, you would stretch that left leg out long, leaving it to hover over the floor. Good. Exhale up. Inhale down. We're only doing 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and release. Pull your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Whew. All right, so we will eventually do the other side, but we're going to focus on our glutes and our hamstrings for a moment. So bring your arms by your sides. Make sure those feet are hips distance apart. Make sure those toes are pointing straight ahead. Again, pull the belly in. We start to lift the hips into a bridge, and then we lower. And that's all we're starting with. We exhale up and inhale down. We're going for 6 more, 5 more, 4 more, 3, 2. Now this last one will lift and hold, so we could stay here, or we can try to keep those hips up and start to march. So it's a slow motion marching. We make sure we're breathing. We make sure our hips stay high. And of course, we keep those abdominals engaged. Good. We'll go for 4 more each side. 3, 2, and 1. All right, feet down, we hold, and we're taking tiny little pulses. Squeezing the glutes. Keep breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Let your knees drop together, and then walk your feet wide, or maybe even mat width apart or off the mat. Take a few breaths. Slide your knees from side to side, slowly. And then let's just go through all that one more time, okay? If I can do it, you can do it. All right, so the legs extend. All right, we start with just those little crunches, those basic crunches. Fingertips just gently cupping behind the head. Hold the belly in, exhale, up, inhale down. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Arms by your sides. All right. Single leg stretch with a reverse crunch, maybe. So we can inhale, lower the right leg. Exhale, lift. Stay here or get a little reverse crunch going. Switch sides, inhale, exhale. Good. 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. All right. Right foot on the floor, or find a split leg stance. Fingers behind the head. Exhale. We curl up, twist to the left. Inhale down. Same side. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale down. Just 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release, knees into the chest. Rock it out. Good, all right. Feet on the mat, feet hips distance apart. Toes point straight ahead. You might even need to look and have a peek at your feet, see what they're doing. Arms by your sides. We lift into bridge and let's stay here. So we could either hold or we could start that marching one more time. Good. So something really tricky here is to try not to let your hips move too much, your pelvis. I mean, of course it's going to have to shift a little, but we want to work on that pelvic stability. So we can even put our hands on our hips just to sort of try to encourage them to stay in relatively one spot. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, lift the hips and pulses. Keep breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Knees together, feet wide. Good job. Take a few deep breaths. Again, we could slide the knees slowly from side to side a few times. Pull the knees into the chest. And then we could roll off to one side. We'll back onto all fours. And we'll make our way back into downward facing dog, lifting the hips. Again, take a moment, finding any stretches you need to in down dog. And then gaze towards the top of your feet, towards the top of the mat. Those knees will probably bend a lot. And then once you're at the top, stay folded over in this standing forward fold. You could always let your knees bend, and that's going to help release the back just a little bit more. Take opposite hands to opposite elbows. Relax the neck, head. You can gently rock the head from side to side. Take a moment just to realign the spine. So bring your hands to your shins, come up halfway, stretch the spine forward. And then we'll actually bring our arms out to the side in a T shape. And then as you inhale, rise up, palms together overhead. And exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Release the arms by your sides. We're actually going to work on our balance a little bit. So those feet are, just show from this direction, those feet are hips distance apart. We turn those toes to point straight ahead, and we try to keep our toes pointing straight ahead as best as we can. We reach the arms forward as we start to lift the heels, and then we lower. And I'm actually going to come back over here. So we're just doing little calf raises, lifting and lowering. We're going for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to add a little squat into the mix. So we lift the heels, we keep the heels up, we lower into a little squat, we stretch the legs back out, and then we lower the heels. So heels lift, little squat, whew. Straighten up, and lower the heels. We'll do 6 more. Make sure we're breathing. 5. 4. 3. Whew. 2. And 1. Okay. Lowering the heels, just bring our hands in front of our chest. Let's sink into a little squat here. So we're actually going to move into a single leg squat. So we could either just lift the left heel, so we're pushing more of that weight into the right foot, especially the midfoot and the heel. So we're not so much pressing forward on the ball of the foot, it's more the back part of the right foot is where most of the pressure is. So either keeping our left heel lifted, or we could try to lift that entire foot, trying to stay balanced. And if you need an extra little challenge, we can start to make some circles with that left knee in one direction. And then switching directions. And then back to center. And then from wherever we are, let's step our left foot back into a lunge. All right, so this time we're going to move into lunges. So basically we're going to drop that back knee. We want to make sure that we're not pushing our right knee past the ankle. So torso stays nice and upright, bending the back knee, and once more, most of that weight is in the midfoot and the back of the right foot, in that heel, and back up. We inhale down, exhale, back up. 6 more. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Now drop that back knee. Let's try to hold that lunge. Reach the arms forward. We're moving into a twist. So we sweep the right arm back, twisting the chest to the right, and forward. Keep that back knee bent. We're doing 4 more. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Back to center. Straighten the legs. Let's ground that back heel now. We're moving into a little pyramid or hamstring stretch. So we sweep that right hip back, draw that left hip forward as we start to hinge forward. And we can start to walk our hand down our leg. If your hands go to the floor, otherwise they could rest comfortably on your thigh or on your shin. Just make sure you're not pushing your knee here. Just a few more breaths. Bend the front knee, plant the hands, and step the back foot forward. You come up halfway, reach the arms apart, and as you inhale, rise up, palms together overhead, and exhale, draw the hands to the heart. Good. So we'll do all this again, and of course we'll switch sides this time. So first we're working those calf raises, toes point straight ahead. We inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. We're going for 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll add that squat for 8 more. So we lift the heels, we lower, we straighten back up and lower the heels. Heels up, little squat, straighten and lower. We've got 6 more. 5 more. 4. 3. 2 more. And 1 more. Lower the heels, hands in front of the chest, sink the hips into a squat. And this time we start to shift the weight into the left foot, lifting the right heel. Either stay with the right ball of the foot down or lift the whole foot. Trying to balance that single leg squat. If we want that extra challenge, we start to make some circles with the right leg. And switch directions. Back to center. Step back into that lunge. Left foot forward, right foot back this time. We move into our lunges. So we bend the back knee. Again, most of that weight's in your front heel. 7 more. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Bend the back knee, hold, or reach the arms forward. We twist, sweep the left arm out, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Keep that back knee bent. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Straighten the legs. Back heel grounds. Square the hips so left hip slides back. Hinge. Finding that hamstring stretch. We just want to make sure that our knee is not locked. And again, we're not pushing on our knee. The hands are either on the shin or the thigh. A few more breaths. Bend the front knee, step the back foot forward. Hands to the shins, come up halfway, take a few breaths. And then bend the knees, fold forward. We'll make our way back to down dog. And then once more, we'll shift the weight into plank. Exhale to down dog. And continue. So another thing we could add, we wanted to make this plank to down dog a little bit more challenging, is that we would find plank, and then as we go into down dog, we'd reach with our right hand towards our left leg, and then come back to plank and switch. Reach towards the right leg with your left hand, inhale to plank and switch. Good. Just a few more. One more each side. Back to plank. Good. So we could stay in full plank, or we could lower to an elbow plank or a forearm plank. We'll tap one more time, tapping with the knees. Inhale down, exhale to plank. 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and release to your belly. Stack your hands, rest. A few deep breaths. All right, so one more time, we're going to move into this back extension, pulling the belly in, lifting the hands, the feet, thumbs up. We reach the arms forward. Exhale, pull down, squeezing those elbows towards the waist, sliding those shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. 6 more. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Reach forward and hold. And again, your arms could always be wider here. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. Go ahead and slide your hands under your shoulders, and let's push back to a child's pose. Take a few deep breaths here in child's pose. All right, so we're going to move into some of our side strengthening exercises. So we'll all start by, we'll lie down on our right side, and we'll prop ourselves up on our right forearm. So that elbow is, kind of pretty close to being, or directly being under your shoulder. You have your bottom leg bent and your top leg is straight. When we lift up we're going to practice a little side plank, but when we lift up, we want to make sure we're not collapsing here. We're keeping our shoulder blade drawing down the back and space between the shoulder and neck. So we'll bring our top hand to our hip, we lower, and exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale up. We're just doing 6 more here. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Now, we could either stay here in this modified side plank, or we could come all the way down on the floor. But we'll lift that top leg, and I'll demonstrate from our side plank position. So our hips are up, we have our top leg lifted, flex the foot, we sweep forward, point the toes, sweep back. Very little movement here in the pelvis. Exhale back. We've got 6 more. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And flex the foot, we lower and lift. 7 more. 6 more. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Good. We'll press ourselves up. We stay with our legs a little bit kicked to the left side. Sweep that right arm up and take a little side stretch. And release. So before we switch sides, we're actually going to do a little bit more abdominals. So we'll lie down on our back. We have our arms by our sides. And then we'll actually open our knees to where our heels are pushing together. Sort of a little froggy position. Arms by our sides. Squeeze your heels together. This is going to work your inner thighs a bit more. As you exhale, extend your legs forward, squeezing your heels together, and inhale, bend back in. Now you can always slide your hands under your seat too, if your low back needs a little extra support here. We exhale forward and inhale back. We're going for 7 more. 6, squeezing your heels together. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now, point your toes, let's clap our heels together. Keep breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze your heels together, little circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest. Take a few breaths. All right. We've got one more side, and then it's just stretching. It's the good stuff. All right, so we'll come on to the other side. We're coming onto our left side now. Propping ourselves on our left forearm. Top leg straight, bottom leg bent. We lift, drawing that left shoulder blade down the back and lower. 7 more. 6, exhale up. Inhale down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now either we lie all the way down or we come back up into that side plank. We lift the top leg, flex the foot, sweep forward, point the toes, sweep back, trying to keep those hips relatively still. Inhale forward, exhale back. 6 more. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Flex the foot, we lower and lift. Lower and lift. Inhale down. Exhale up. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2. Last one. And release. Good. Once more, we take that side stretch, sweeping the left arm up and tipping to the right. up to center. We lie on our back again. We're working those abs one more time. So once more, arms by your sides. Press your heels together, knees open. We exhale forward, inhale back. 7 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend, point the toes, clap the heels for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the heels together, circles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees into the chest. Good job. All right, so we'll place those feet down on the mat. Cross your right foot over your left knee. We're moving into a nice little hip stretch. So you could either just press your hand into that right thigh, pressing that right leg away from you, or you could hug that left leg in towards your body and wrap your hands around the belly of that left thigh. Take a few deep breaths. And this time, it's a little different way to hit those tighter muscles in the hips and glutes. So we'll cross our right leg all the way over the left so that the knees are stacked. Pull your legs in towards you, towards your belly. Take a few deep breaths. And then you can even play with circling the knees a few times, but you're trying to keep those thighs in as tight as you can towards your body. You can even rock from side to side a little bit. Just trying to find that tighter spot. It's really, I find this really sort of helps target the piriformis muscle, which can be a little bit pesky, tight for some of us, for sure. Keep your legs crossed, and we'll bring our left foot back to the floor. Reach the arms apart in a T shape, and then let's just release the legs to the left. We're finding a twist. We turn our head to the right. Take a few deep breaths. Draw the legs back to center, uncross, and we'll switch. So the left foot over the right knee. We either press into that left thigh or we hug that right thigh in towards us. Slide that left thigh over the right, knees are stacked, drawing both thighs in towards us. And again, I try moving around a little bit here, side to side, or little circles. Release, we'll Place that right foot on the floor. Reach the arms apart. Release the legs to the right. Turn the head to the left. Draw the legs back to center. We'll uncross the legs. And then we'll just roll to one side. We'll make our way to a seated position for one final stretch. So we'll find a split position. We're just opening our legs as wide as comfortable. We'll have our hands behind us to start. And so we actually have our fingertips or our hands or fingers on the floor, opening the chest, lifting the gaze. And I always like to offer two options here. So the first option is to stay like this, just really focusing on opening the chest. But if you're one of those stretchers that likes to hinge forward, go for it. But we want to make sure that if we are hinging, we have a nice open chest, a nice long spine, so we're not schlumping. We're trying to hold on to that really nice posture that we've been working on creating in our Pilates class. Take just a few more breaths. Go ahead, we'll lift the knees. Take one final hug with both knees into the chest. Sit up nice and tall. And then give yourselves a hand because we're done. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it.